Hello. So today I've been putting off filming this because you'll understand why. So this is my June haul. It's almost the middle of July and I've been putting this off because the box of books has just been sitting there. But it's got to the point where I've started receiving July books now, so should really get to it. I'm not going to attempt to lift the box because it's big and doing the thumbnail for this is going to be interesting, but I'm just going to get into it. So some of these are they were gifted to me off my Amazon wish list, and one of them is an ARC. So I'm just going to get into it. So I'm going to start off with the one that I got in a book box. So I get 4 book boxes. Hold that thought. So just spent like 10 minutes looking for a book. So the first 2 books I'm going to show you are from June book subscription boxes. So I don't have my Litjoy yet and I don't have my Fairy Loot yet. So these are just the Book Box Club and the Illumicrate. So by now you should have seen what books they are if you follow them. So Book Box Club was The Short Knife by Ellen Caldecott, and Illumicrate was this gorgeous The Court of Miracles by Kester Grant. So they were my book boxes. I do know what Fairy Loot and Litjoy are, but I cannot remember. But I don't have them yet anyway, so the next ones were gifted to me. So there's 4 here that were gifted to me. So we have The Weight of the Stars by Kay Ancrum, which was gifted to me by Moon. We have The Land of Rot by Jenny McLachlan, which was gifted to me by Lucy. We have The Beast by Ali Condé and Brendan Rackers, which was gifted to me by Jasmine. And we have Nimona by Noelle Stevenson, which was gifted to me by Nikki. Next up, I'm going to move on to the non-book book, which was the Heartstopper colouring book. I have not coloured any yet, but I am going to very soon because I want to listen to audiobooks, and yeah, colouring or puzzling while listening to audiobooks is so therapeutic. And then the last one before I move on to the ones I've actually purchased myself is the ARC. So I was sent Mayday by Josie Jeffrey. I'm really looking forward to getting to this. I'm really in the mood for something vampire-y, so this is really good. So now I'm going to move on to all the ones I have bought because I clearly have no control. So we have, let me just count them. We have 18 that I have bought myself in June. So I'm just going to get stuck in. So I'm going to start off with a trilogy that I bought. Now, I love this author's writing, and this is her first series that she wrote, and they're really hard to get in hardback. So when I saw them on a mixture of eBay and Amazon in hardback in very good condition for a fair price, I couldn't resist. And that is the Snow Like Ashes trilogy by Sarah Rash. Now you can probably see I have the ARC of These Rebel Waves, I have the finished Fairy Loot copy of These Rebel Waves, and I have These Divided Shores. I also have, I think, 2 copies of her new book Set Fire to the Gods on the way, because one of the book boxes I get is going to have it, I think. Sounds like it anyway. And then I've also pre-ordered it as well, so I'm going to end up with 2 copies. I'm hoping the book box one is different so that they're not exactly the same. But yeah, I'm really excited to read this series. Yeah, I don't really know much about it other than it's like different worlds, which I'm here for. Yeah, so it's like 16 years ago, the Kingdom of Winter was conquered and its citizens enslaved, leaving them without magic or a monarch. Now the Wintarians' only hope for freedom is the 8 survivors who managed to escape and who have been waiting for the opportunity to seal back Winter's magic and rebuild the kingdom ever since. And then there's more of the blurb, but I'm not going to sit here and read all of it. But yeah, I'm really excited, and I'm really glad I managed to get the hardbacks, because I love a good hardback, and I already have her other books in hardback apart from the Ark, so I needed to get matching, and I managed to. So I got Snow Like Ashes off of eBay for like £7, which, considering these are hardbacks, that is bloody good price. So how much is US $17.99, like. And then I got these two for similar prices off of Amazon. I think they were like £10 each, which is still less than £30 for 3 hardbacks, especially rare ones, is very good. So I'm very happy with that. Next up is another entire series, and me and my mum actually both got these, and that is the Percy Jackson series along with the World Book Day one. So there is a website called Loplex which does box sets. It does individual books as well, but I find it's really good for box sets. I have got a couple of my Darren Shan box sets off of there, and they do them at discounted prices, and we paid £15 altogether for all of this. So it's the 5 Percy Jackson books as well as the World Book Day one. So this was the set, and then we added this on, which is obviously 99p. So yeah, and I'm hopefully starting this series this month. Don't know whether it will happen yet, because if you've seen my Pixarathon TBR video, Lightning Thief is one of my bonus books, so I've got to get through the rest of them first before I can touch this. But it will be the first one on my list if I get to my bonus books. Next is Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo. I have heard nothing but good things about this. So it's actually written in verse. And I don't do poetry, so I don't know how I'm going to get on with this, but the story sounds really good. So it's basically 2 sisters. They don't know about each other. They have the same dad, and obviously one of them lives with the dad, and the other one only gets to see him every summer when he comes to visit. And one summer his plane crashes and he dies. This isn't spoilers, by the way. It's all on the back. It's all on the blurb. And his death brings them together. They find out about each other, and this is their, I'm guessing, their journey through grieving for their father whilst also meeting each other and learning that they have a sibling. So it sounds so good, and I've heard nothing but good things, especially from people also that don't usually read verse. So that gives me hope that I will enjoy it, and if I do, I am actually gonna buy Elizabeth Acevedo's other books, which are Poet X, and there's another one. I can picture the cover, but I can't remember what it's called. It's got the word fire in it, but they're obviously both written in verse as well. And also Black Flamingo by Dean Atta, I really want to give a go, but first I want to see if I can do books written in verse, and then I'll decide whether I'm going to actually get more books. Next one I bought, a lot of these I bought in one go actually. Like if you watch my vlogs, you'll probably have seen a lot of these in my vlogs, but I made like a huge order from Waterstones. So a lot of these were in that one bit of vlog. So the next one is Slay by Brittany Morris. This really gripped me from the blurb. So she's a 17-year-old college student, and she's one of the only black kids at her school, and she basically develops this online video game, and it's this huge famous video game that everyone plays, and some mysterious things go on and nobody actually knows she's the game developer, and I'm gonna guess it's gonna come out at some point. But yeah, this is like mystery and thrillery, I think, so really excited for this. Next up is the first 2 books in a series. So I had already previously read the first book on audio and loved it, and I have since read the second one. So this is Malamanda and Gargantis by Thomas Taylor. This is a middle grade, and for one thing, the names. So we have Herbie Lemon and Violet Palmer. There are also characters like Mr. Mollusk, Mrs. Fossil, Sebastian Eels, and obviously it's set in a seaside town called Erie-on-Sea, and there is a legendary monster called the Malamander, which is this like sea monster, and there's a mechanical mermonkey in the book dispensary, and it's just so brilliant. And I managed to get the sprayed edge version, which I'm happy about. And then Gargantis is obviously the sequel, and I can't really tell you too much about this other than it is amazing, and I need book 3 now. But I don't think it's coming out till next year. It doesn't even have a name yet. So the next one is Opposite of Always by Justin A. Reynolds. So this is your classic boy meets girl at a party. However, then she dies, and it's basically when she dies, he gets sent back in time to the moment they first met, and it's basically a case of seeing if he can try to save her, but then in doing that someone else dies, or it says it turns deadly for someone else, which makes me think that they die or they're very, very close to death. So he's got to work out whether he's willing to lose her or risk losing someone else, I'm gonna guess, by the sounds of this. So this sounds really, really good. So it's like a contemporary with a twist, which I'm here for. Then we go to your basic contemporary, which is The Betrothed by Kiera Cass. Now, I have heard everyone say this is essentially a clone of the Selection series, and I'm okay with this because I've read the first 2 books in the Selection series. I've got book 3 on my TBR for July, but I love how, if I believed in guilty pleasures, this sort of thing would be my guilty pleasure, because it's not something I would generally pick up, but really enjoy the Selection series. So if this is a clone of the Selection series, I'm here for it, really here for it. So I'm not really gonna say much more about that. The next one is Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. Now, I have heard so many people, so me and my mum are actually both in this Facebook group where people just talk about books, and it's a really nice bookish community that isn't book Twitter or booktube, and it's literally people of all ages. I mean, my mum's in it as well, and it's really nice, and everyone lately has been talking about this, which I don't get because this isn't a super new release, I don't think. Right, this came out in 2018 and everyone is still talking about it, so I'm definitely going to give this a go. Me and my mum are actually going to buddy read this one because we both bought it. So I'm really excited about this. So for years, rumours of the Marsh Girl have haunted Barclay Cove, a quiet town on the North Carolina coast. So in late 1969, when handsome Chase Andrews is found dead, the locals immediately suspect Kyra Clark, the so-called Marsh Girl. But Kyra is not what they say. Sensitive and intelligent, she has survived for years alone in the marsh that she calls home, finding friends in the gulls and lessons in the sand. Then the time comes when she yearns to be loved. When 2 young men from town become intrigued by her wild beauty, Kaya opens up to a new life until the unthinkable happens. So it sounds quite mysterious as well, which I really like the sound of. The next one is a duology. Well, the next 2 part of a duology. I did actually have book 1, but it's in the original cover. It was bought for me a couple of birthdays ago by a friend, and I am not getting rid of that copy because it is a really nice cover. But I will never be able to get book 2 in the matching cover, and that is Vicious and Vengeful by V.E. Schwab. Now, I absolutely love her writing so much, and Kate over at Reading Through Infinity is doing a Schwab readathon thing where you read like different ones of her series each month. So this month is the Archived and the Unbound, which I have in the bind up or called The Dark Vault. So I'm going to be starting that soon. And then I can't remember what order they all go in, but I've got it saved somewhere on my phone. Also, it's on the Twitter. But yeah, so I bought these because I wanted to read these, and I kind of don't want to read the copy of Vicious I've got purely because it is actually signed. It's not personalised, but it's signed. And I kind of want to keep it in like perfect unread condition because it's so nice, but I really like it. So it's a shame that I can't get the sequel to match, but I've looked everywhere and it just doesn't seem to exist. So I wanted a matching set, so I got the matching set for myself. And then finally, yes, this does have an end. This was actually a pre-order which never ended up coming. So Waterstones at first let me pre-order it months ago, and then when it was supposed to come out, it went to, we can order this in, and I was like, okay, why didn't you? So I went to Book Depository instead, and that is Hood by Jenny Elder Moak. If I remember rightly, this is like a Robin Hood retelling. I'm very excited about this. I have had it on my radar for a while. Like, I heard about it, I think it was January, February time, and I instantly had to pre-order it because it sounded so good. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this. I'm hoping to get to it soon because although I am trying to get through my backlist, this is one of my most anticipated reads of the year, so I do actually want to get to it this year. So I also got 1 ebook and 3 audiobooks in June, so I wrote these down because I film on my phone. So the ebook I got is called The Dark World by S.C. Paris. Now, I can't exactly remember what this is about because it was actually the 3rd of June, but I think it was either Ashley at A Frolic Through Fiction or Becca from Becca in the Books that talked about this. I think it was one of those. It was a booktuber. I saw a booktuber talking about it, and I feel like it was one of those. It was either Becca or Ashley. I think it might have been Becca. Anyway, I saw one of them talking about it, and I went on to Amazon to have a look, and the Kindle version was only like £2.50, so I was like, okay, I'm sold. I'm gonna do this. Don't know when I'm gonna read it, but it's there for when I do. And then the 3 audiobooks I got, I took full advantage of Audible's £3 sale because I've actually paused my membership for now because I just don't have the money to be spending out £8 a month on audiobooks when I'm not actually listening to many audiobooks at the moment. But when the £3 sale comes along, you know I'm going to take advantage of it. So, first up, I got Nevermore by Jessica Townsend because I have heard literally everyone and their mother talk about this book, and it's a middle grade and everyone I know loves it, so I think I'll love it, and it sounds really good, so you know, gonna give it a go. Then I got Circe by Madeline Miller. Now, I've heard very, very, very mixed things about this, but the people that have loved it have loved it, and the people who haven't loved it have just thought, eh. So I haven't seen anyone actually hate it. So I'm going to give it a go. I don't know if I will like it, but I want to give it a go because it sounds pretty interesting. I just wouldn't pay out a super amount for it. Like, I wouldn't pay full price for it. Ideally, I would have got it from the library, but you know, libraries are closed right now. And then thirdly, again, this one, I'm not sure if it's one that I would have picked up if it was full price, but it's Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. Again, I've heard a lot of people love this and it sounds pretty interesting, so I just wanted to give it a go. If I don't like it, it's only £3. It's not like I've paid full price for it, and it's not like I've wasted like a whole credit on it. Who rings house phones anymore? So yeah, that was all the books I've bought and some that I've been given in June. I've already started my box for July. I've got more coming because I have literally no control whatsoever. So yeah, expect a July haul at some point in August. Although, a little sneak peek for my July, this is finally going to be complete because I ordered Queenslayer. Yes, I did. But that's it. That's the only sneak peek into July's haul you're going to get because it hasn't actually arrived yet. So, yeah. But I tend to put some of these in my vlogs anyway. So, if you watch my weekly vlogs, you have probably already seen all of this. So, I'm sorry for the repetition. But yeah, I don't actually put audiobooks and ebooks into my vlogs, so that's your little extra something. But yeah, so I'm going to try not to buy as many in July, because I'm going to be completely honest with you, I have no idea where any of these are going to go. I don't have any space. No space whatsoever. I might have to go through and do another unhaul, but I only did an unhaul about a month ago. And I really want to read all the ones I've still got. I don't know. I think the only ones I've actually got space for is the 2 V Schwab ones, because I have a dedicated V Schwab and J. Kristoff shelf. So there's space on that one. But that's it. But yeah, I hope you liked this video. If you got to the end of it, well done. And I hope I'm making you feel better about the amount of books you bought, because it's probably not as much as me. So yeah, if you liked this, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and yeah, if you've read any of these, obviously no spoilers, but if you've read any of these books, let me know what you thought of them. And when I eventually get around to them, you'll get updates in my reading vlogs. If I get round to them. But yeah, that was it. So thanks for watching. Bye.